What if I told you that infidelity often begins in places we'd least expect, maybe even in your daily routine, right under your nose? Today, I'm revealing the 7 places where infidelity often starts, places no one suspects. Some of these might really surprise you. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because every week we dig deep into the science and psychology behind human behavior and relationships. Today's topic is eye-opening and a bit uncomfortable, but stick with me to the end. You might not look at your surroundings or your own habits the same way again. We all know about late-night bars, secret messaging apps, and mysterious work trips. But research shows those are not the places where most affairs actually begin. What if I told you that for many people, the path to betrayal starts in spaces we all frequent, places associated with trust, routine, and connection? Statistically, the overwhelming majority of affairs, upwards of 85% in some studies, begin at work. Let's break down why. Think about it. We spend more waking hours at work, near colleagues, than almost anywhere else. Here's how it usually starts. Just casual conversation, maybe about a project, maybe about a favorite book, or frustrations with the boss. Then you start noticing that latte run at 3 p.m. happens together more often. Lunches become one-on-one. Next, you're confiding confidential feelings, sometimes things you haven't even told your spouse. The line between professional and personal blurs, especially on business trips or late nights at the office. What makes this the perfect storm is the combination of proximity, shared experience, emotional support, and yes, opportunity. It's not just about physical attraction. Shared pressures, celebrations, even commiserating over a tough client can catalyze feelings. And often no one outside the office ever notices. Fitness centers are becoming social hubs. Think about it. You work out at the same time, see the same faces, exchange encouragement, spot each other's weights. There's a weird intimacy in sharing physical space and routines. Add endorphins from exercise and the fact that everyone is working to look and feel their best. Suddenly, attraction can bloom. The flirting may be subtle at first, a compliment, a lingering conversation at the water fountain. Over time, these small interactions can become the highlight of someone's day. Some people start arranging gym schedules to overlap, fitness becomes our thing, and a private world begins to form. For many couples, this flies completely under the radar, because who suspects the gym? It's just healthy living, right? Until, perhaps, it's not. Let's move to a third, rapidly growing origin for modern affairs, social media. If you thought Facebook, Instagram, or even LinkedIn were just tools for sharing memes or networking, think again. Unlike face-to-face interactions, online conversations feel easy and consequence-free at first. It's just chatting, people tell themselves. But behind the screen, vulnerability and flirtation often develop unchecked, partly because it feels so remote and secret. According to relationship therapists, many emotional affairs, and not just physical ones, now start online, sometimes with people you haven't seen in years, or may never even meet in person. The danger here? These digital connections can grow deep and fast, often staying hidden far longer than real-world interactions. Number 4 on our list is almost always overlooked, places involving shared commitments or group activities. Think volunteer organizations, community events, even church groups. Surprised? Studies have shown that having something meaningful in common, a cause, a mission, a passion, creates a powerful bond. The assumption often is, it can't happen here. This is a good, wholesome activity. But precisely because the setting is so trusted, people might not notice they've crossed a line until they're already invested at an emotional or even romantic level. Now for our 5th origin, places of worship. This may seem shocking, but it's not as rare as you might think. Churches, synagogues, and faith communities frequently foster tight-knit bonds among members. People are drawn together by shared values, spiritual struggles, or mutual support. Often, those seeking comfort during a tough time, be it marital problems, loss, or career frustration, end up confiding in someone from their spiritual community. Clergy and church friends can form deep relationships with congregants, and group activities like music ministry or volunteer work provide frequent, meaningful interaction. Also, if you're ready to fast-track your success, check out my new course in the description or comments for exclusive strategies. Number 6 is neighborhood gatherings and local hangouts. Those backyard barbecues, block parties, book clubs, or even just chatting with a neighbor while watering the lawn. The people who live around us are often close at hand, and friendly interactions are normalized. Over time, recurring contact, laughter, and shared confidences strengthen these ties. It's not uncommon for two people who start out as friendly neighbors to slowly become confidants, especially if proximity leads them to spend more time together, or if they share something in common, like both walking the dog at the same hour. It's harmless neighborhood fun, we often think, but for some, vulnerability or monotony at home makes these friendships a gateway to something more. Since the interactions happen in broad daylight and in the open, suspicion rarely arises until someone crosses the line. Number 7 may be the most unexpected yet. Places tied to your partner's routine, not your own. Whenever you're not present, maybe because the group isn't your thing, it creates space for your partner to form relationships that might never cross your mind as risky. These places are danger zones precisely because you trust them, or they seem mundane, but often these secondary environments become worlds unto themselves. A friend from these events can turn into a confidant, especially if your partner is feeling misunderstood or unappreciated at home. Over time, sharing struggles or achievements in these groups leads to emotional intimacy, which is a powerful precursor to physical affairs. Let's pause for a moment and reflect. You may have noticed a pattern in all these scenarios. It's not the stereotypical secret hotel rendezvous or wild night out that marks where most affairs begin. It's ordinary, everyday spaces, often those most closely connected to our routines, sources of identity, and circles of trust. That's what makes them so dangerous. No one suspects. Instead, they start with shared vulnerability, talking about work stress, gym goals, parenting troubles, or life ambitions. As emotional intimacy grows, people start sharing things with someone outside their relationship that they might not even share with their spouse. That's the real ignition point, not the first flirtatious text, but the initial crossing of emotional boundaries. Emotional infidelity often sets the stage for physical affairs. Maybe you're venting about a fight with your partner, and the other person listens, empathizes, supports. You feel seen and valued. The gratitude and excitement that follow those interactions can be mistaken for love or attraction, even if initially neither person intends to cross a line. One day, what started as a friendly chat becomes something neither party wants to give up. That's when temptation can override caution. Of course, none of this should make us paranoid about all interactions. Let's look at a few real-life examples. Imagine a woman, call her Sarah, who recently started working late with a new male colleague. It begins with project meetings, then post-work dinners, then text exchanges, just about work. At first, she tells her husband, "He's just a coworker, relax." But as work pressure mounts, the coworker becomes the one she confides in about everything from deadlines to her marriage troubles. The transition from professional to emotional partner is subtle, almost unintentional, until it's undeniable. Or consider Mark, a father who volunteers as a soccer coach. He finds himself drawn, over a season, to the other coach, a single mom with a great sense of humor. They meet to plan practice, laugh about team mishaps, and share stories about life. The bond grows beyond the soccer field, and soon their after-game chats are the highlight of their weeks. Both rationalize it as just friendship, until one day it isn't. Whether you're in a relationship or simply want to better understand the complexities of human connection, consider these tips. First, Cultivate awareness. Notice if you find yourself anticipating that next shift with a colleague, or if someone at your yoga class seems to fill an emotional void. If you're keeping conversations secret from your partner, that's a clear sign a boundary might be crossed. Second, establish healthy boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. It's not about shutting down every friendship, but about being honest and open with your partner about who you spend time with and how those relationships make you feel. Transparency is the antidote to secrecy. Third, invest in your relationship. Many affairs begin not because someone intends to cheat, but because needs aren't being met at home, whether that's attention, validation, or excitement. Having regular, honest conversations about each other's feelings and needs is essential. Thanks for watching. If you want to get the results you wish for fast, then check my limited time offer on my new course, which will skyrocket your success in dating. Click the link right now down below in the description or in the comments and grab this opportunity. See you in there.